What is up, YouTube? Sealord here from Teen Dank Skull, bringing you guys Trickstar deck profile. This is my updated version, so let's just get into this real quick. So, 3 Candina, 3 Licorice, 1 Lilybell, 2 Droll and Lock, 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Honest. And that's what you're going to see in majority of Trickstar decks, is that lineup. Next, Eva, Archlord Christia, 3 Herald of the Orange Light. Eva can, when Eva is sent to the graveyard, it can search out Herald of the Orange and Lilybell by banishing up to 2 other fairies from the graveyard, and all the monsters up to this point have been fairy type, so it synergizes very well. Next, Nightmare Corruptor Iblis. This is a new card. If you can't afford this card, it's sitting at about $45 right now, so if you can't afford it, the next best choice would be to put in another Droll and Lock bird, I would say. Alright, that's it for the monsters. Now onto the spells and traps. 3 Light Stage, 3 Terraforming, 3 Called by the Grave, 3 Scapegoats. That's your 3 of spells. Next, 2 Potted Desires, and your 1 ofs, Monster Reborn and Raigeki. Now onto the traps of the deck. 3 Trickstar Reincarnation, and 2 Evenly Matched. This version is not a trap heavy version. A lot of versions that you'll see around right now will run like 11 spells and 11 traps. Personally, I like the spell heavy build and the trap light build. But that's it for the main deck. Later on I'll go over some plays that you can do with the deck real quickly. And alright, now on to the extra. We got 1 Holy Angel, we got Borload, 2 Link Spiders, Trickstar Delphindium, I have a hard time pronouncing that one, Saryuja Skulldread, Firewall Dragon, Nightmare Mermaid, Mrs. Radiant, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Goblin, Nightmare Phoenix, and then for the non-link monsters, 1 Phantom Knights of Breaksword and 1 Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. Now, you can't normally summon Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon with this deck. There's a card in your side deck that you use for it. I'm not going to show you guys the entire side, but I'll show you the card that I'm signing to do it. So, this card here, Waking the Dragons. I put 2 in my side deck. It's a pretty decent card. You should definitely keep your eyes out for it. People don't find this card to be a threat, so when they're popping your back row, when they pop this, it goes off and you get to special summon Ultimate Falcon from your extra deck for free, or you can special summon Archlord Christia from the main deck so that you can lock special summoning. Alright, so that's it for the main deck and the extra deck. I'm not going to show the side deck, but now I'm going to go into a couple of combos that you can do with this deck. So, let me show you guys the easiest one. So, the easiest combo to go off with this deck is all through 1 card, and that is Scapegoat. As long as you activate Scapegoat at the end of your opponent's turn, you get the 4 Scapegoat tokens. These 4 tokens that you summon will help actually give you massive pluses. So we'll say I have, let's shuffle this, give myself like 3 random cards. Doesn't even matter what cards I have in hand, right? So we'll say I have, let's see, this way you guys know I'm actually shuffling. So I have these 3 in hand, right? Okay, so you don't really You don't even have to use any of these. I mean, you can terraforming into light stage to plus, but we're just going to do the combo without plussing, okay? We're just going to do the generic combo. So you link summon using one of the tokens because they're normal monsters. You summon a link spider. And then you use another token to summon the other link spider. Next, you use a token and the link spider to go into one of your nightmares. And depending on where you put link spider will determine which one you do. So since link spider's on the right side, we'll go with Nightmare Cerberus. Cerberus's effect allows me to discard a card, destroy one of their monsters, and draw a new card. Okay? I still have a normal summon. We'll use my one normal summon for the turn to summon out this, because it doesn't matter. I then link summon again. This time I go into Nightmare Goblin. Nightmare Goblin's effect activates. I discard a card, and now I can do an additional normal summon. Actually, we'll discard this one. Then I can do an additional normal summon per turn. Then, since it was co-linked, meaning that the arrows are pointing, I draw a new card. So then, I can use my additional normal summon if I wanted to. Right? So I use my additional normal summon. Then I link away Link Spider and Licorice. With that, I then get to special summon the Phoenix. Then I discard for Phoenix, so on and so forth. But in the scenario, just because we have this, if you want to plus more, you activate the terraforming before you go into the link summoning. So, before you even summon Licorice, you play the terraforming, you get the field spell. The field spell then gives you a Candina. Then you play the Candina for your additional normal summon, and you use the Candina to grab Lilybell. Lilybell special summons itself to the field because it was added to hand, and then you use the effect of Licorice to return Candina to hand. So you have 2 cards in hand. Now you link into the Phoenix, and you use the Phoenix's effect. This isn't great. Sorry, you have 1 card in hand. I don't know where I got 2 from. Then you use the Phoenix, discard Candina, and you get to draw a new card. When you're in the battle phase, you can attack directly with Lilybell, and she brings back to your hand a Licorice. You can then either special summon Licorice by returning Lilybell, which is the best play, or you can choose not to do that and then link away the Lilybell. Normally what I do is I summon the Licorice, return Lilybell, and then if I do another link summon, I link Goblin with Licorice, which then summons out Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn's effect is I can discard a card from hand to shuffle a monster back into the opponent's deck. And then if it's co-linked, I draw a new card. So, and then, since I have 1, 2, 3 Nightmares co-linked, and as long as Phoenix is co-linked, all my co-linked monsters can't be destroyed by battle, and as long as Cerberus is co-linked, they can't be destroyed by card effects. Okay? And then Unicorn, for every co-linked Nightmare, which is 3, I draw an additional card during my standby phase. So instead of drawing 1, I draw 3. So during my draw phase, I draw 3 cards instead of the standard 1, which puts my hand from 2 to 5. From here, if I want to do more pluses, you know, do the whole normal Lilybell, attack directly with Lilybell, grab Licorice, special Licorice, Lilybell returns, special Lilybell, attack directly with Lilybell, grab back Candina with Lilybell. Main phase 2, I can either do a link 2 or choose not to link at all. All depends on what I want to do here. But as you guys can see from this point on, I can do something like go into a Sayarju Skull Dread if I wanted to, or something else like that. But as you can see, it extends your hand. Alright? So that's one of the main things you try to do with the extra deck. As long as you're running Nightmares, that's one of the things you want to do is go into your Nightmares. Okay? So, to give you guys a sense of real life gameplay, I'm just gonna shuffle the deck, draw my opening hand, and then show you what I can do with my opening hand. You will find that the heralds are actually a lot better than they look. Like, on paper, the idea of the heralds is okay, but in actual use, the heralds are much better in actual use than they are on paper. It's kind of funny how it works out in the end. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is kind of one of those awkward hands that you get every so often. But you're going to want to desires first, banish the top 10 to draw 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Draw 2. Alright. Now remember, your opponent does not have to see what you have here, but you're allowed to look. So you can look through and see what you banished, okay? The reason why you're allowed to do it is so that way when you activate an effect like Candina, so let's say I summon Candina, now I'm allowed to know, so now I know I can't get that or that with Candina's effect. So it opens up the ability for me to know what I'm allowed to search and stuff. That way I know if I can activate a card or not. So like if I have a card that has no actual targets, I know that I can't activate it, kind of deal. But anyways, so you activate that, and based on hand, you're going to want to go with Trickstar Reincarnation. Because Trickstar Reincarnation, when it activates, your opponent sends their entire hand to the banish zone and draws a new hand. With this here, you're going to hold on to it until after your opponent activates a card that lets them draw. Okay? And the reason for that is because the Droll and Lock combo. Alright? So what the Droll and Lock combo is that Droll and Lock Bird can be used after your opponent's added cards, and then for the rest of the turn, neither player can add cards from deck to hand. So what you do is you let them activate something like Allure Darkness. After they activate Allure, you flip up Trickstar Reincarnation. If they have no response, you change Droll and Lock Bird. If they have no response to Droll and Lock Bird, their entire hand gets banished and they have no cards left in hand. If you started off, though, with 2 Trickstar Reincarnations, so we'll say I started off with 2 Trickstar Reincarnations and 1 Droll and Lock. So we'll say this was what I had, right? You set the 2 Trickstar Reincarnations, special summon the Licorice by returning Candina. You can also special summon Defense if you want, to protect your life if they can interrupt it. And then on their standby phase, you activate the first one, you let them draw their new hand. Then, since they drew cards, you activate it. So you say, since you drew cards, I activate Trickstar Reincarnation. Response. If they say no, say, change Droll and Lock Bird. Response. If they have no response to Droll and Lock Bird, their entire hand is banished, and they get no new hand. So you banished, let's see, so they would have 6 cards, right? So you banish 12 cards from their deck, basically, and they have no cards in hand. So then they have to end turn, and then you get to go off. So, search again, whatever you want to search with it, Doesn't really matter at this point. Grab another reincarnation, whatever. Doesn't matter at this point, because now that you've done that, right, they took, for the first 6 that they lost from the first reincarnation, they lost 400 from their initial draw for turn. Then they lost, 12 and 12, 24, so they've lost 2,800, which puts them at 5,200. All you have to do at this point is do 5,200 points worth of damage. Right here is 32 plus 18, so that's, 5,000 right there. So you just need an additional 400 damage. So what you do is, you attack with all these, so now they're down to 400. Main phase 2, you link away any 2 of them to bring out Holy Angel. You then banish, special, They take 200 because of Holy Angel's effect. They're at 200 life points now. Then you can either link or banish Reincarnation and special summon the last one. Now that it points to it and it was special summoned, they take the additional 200. You just killed them for exactly 8,000 without even needing Light Stage to do it. If you had Light Stage, they would have lost before you even had a chance to summon a Holy Angel. So yeah, that's basically how they work. When one of the new cards, Archlord Christia, for example, you can special summon Christia off of the effect of both Firewall and Sayarju's Goldred, or you can special summon it from hand through its own effect. But the cool thing is, while it's on the field, neither player can special summon. So basically this card here locks the opponent, and also Trickstars have a hard time normally with monsters that have more than 2,000 attack. It's probably the hardest thing for the deck is monsters with more than 2k. So I put in Christia because of the fact that Christia, it's inherently easy to play. You're already going to be plussing the turn that you play it anyways. So say I special summon it under Sayarju. Instead of it being at 2,800, it's at 3,100 instead of 28. So you got a 3,100 beat stick. And the opponent can't special summon, so meaning they, for example, now they can't kaiju your board or anything like that. So if you also manage to get Ultimate Falcon out through the one trap card, Waken the Dragons, if you manage to get Ultimate Falcon out, Christia protects you from getting kaiju'd, meaning that you got a 35er. It's unaffected by other monster effects, but either way, 35, 31, 28. You can't be kaiju'd, your opponent can't special summon. Usually by the time you get this out, their board's pretty clear, so they usually can't get over it. But anyways, this is Sea Lord from Team Dang Skull, signing out.